Hey friends, somehow it's November 1st today. And I don't know about you, but life is going to get a little crazy. And I just need to intentionally make sure I have time to create and be thankful and all of that good stuff. So I have 3 journal prompts for you coming up. 3. That's it. Just 3, because I don't think you and I can handle any more than 3 this month. So it's going to be easy, quick, and fun. Instant coffee, white paint, any color paint, or my favorite paint powders. That would help. There you go. A piece of paper, a journal, whatever. Find a stem. It could be the mesh from your fruit bag. A little brush, a little spray bottle, trusty black pen. All right, friends, let's get grateful. Here we go. Okay, I'm just gonna let you in on something. I did this video last week. I don't know where it is. So guess what? I'm gonna do it again. Hooray! This is the way that life goes, isn't it? All right, like I said, you can grab a piece of any paper, book page, or grab your journal. I'm gonna do this in my journal. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to have a stencil. We're going to have instant coffee. This is espresso. I used it in a baking recipe. The dollar store has little Folgers packets you can get. That's pretty cool. I have some soft body acrylic paint from Michaels. I have a little spray bottle. I have my handy dandy color burst powder. If you don't have that, you can just use regular paint, any color, a black pen, and a paintbrush. Here's what we're gonna do. We'll put our stencil on here. I have an old lid from Caesar Salad from Trader Joe's. I'm gonna put just a little bit of paint on here. I'm taking a dry paintbrush and I'm going to stencil. Sloppy, doesn't matter. Truly, 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 this does not matter. The point is we are making time to get something done and be creative and be thankful about it. If you have more time, absolutely enjoy it. But for the sake of this season, I want to take more time, but I have, like I said, I have to be very intentional about this. All right, I'm going to lift that off. How cool is that? I love it. I'm going to finish it here just because there's some extra space and I have some extra paint. Okay. There we go. Like I said, you could do this just on a regular piece of paper. You could do it with your kids. There we go. All right, we're going to dry this. This is dry-ish. I don't know. If you don't know me by now, this is just kind of how I am. All right, I'm going to sprinkle the coffee on there. I'm going to get it wet. Actually, what's good is to get the page wet and then put the coffee on, because I'm realizing as I spray, the coffee goes everywhere. So this not only smells good, it gives off the most beautiful color. And I'm going to take my brush. Are you impressed I'm not using my hand? Because I could. I certainly could. And I'm going to mush this color around just like this. And yes, make sure it's dry because otherwise you're going to have paint smear, but this is pretty dry. Now, you can leave it like this. It is just a really pretty antique-y look to it. I'm going to add this really pretty peony color burst. Whoops, there it is. Now I have done it on the page. It has way too much pigment to do that. I'm going to put a tiny bit on here. Got it? I'm going to wet a section. I'm going to pick up a little bit of this. Can you see that? And I'm going to drop it into the wet part of the paper. This is super intense color. It's really quite fun. Now, if you don't have the color burst and you want to use regular paint, here's what I'm going to suggest. I'm going to try a little bit of craft paint on here. And I grabbed some water. Okay, and I'm going to thin this out really well. And I'm just going to put it in here like so. Just to give it some of those fall colors. And then I think I'm going to add some more water and add a little more coffee to it. I'm just going to dip it straight in here because I'm not going to use it for anything else, maybe. Don't hold me to that. I might still bake with it. Okay, I just want to get it more of that deeper color. Okay, and then I'm going to pick up just a tiny bit more of this red and add it over here. So have fun with this, play around with it. That's it for this background, you guys. That's it. That's all I'm going to do. Right now I'm going to go dry it, and I'll give you our prompt for this month. All right, I have an idea. Okay, watch this. Just taking out a piece of paper. Folding it in half. We're going to run some glue up the sides. Trim it. And I like this rough edge, so I'm going to leave it. All right, I'm going to add some of this stencil. And I'm just going to maybe do half of it. I got it in the paint. Whoops. Oh well, that's okay. Okay, I'm going to dry this. I'm going to get this a little wet because there's already red paint on it. I will just sprinkle some coffee on here. And I'll wash the white out of my paintbrush and pick up a little bit of this red over here. Get the coffee going. If you can't get it all the way dissolved, it'll dry and then you can brush it off. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more up here. All right, I'm going to give you the prompt. Are you ready? The first prompt is, what do I appreciate about myself? I'm going to fully acknowledge that this might be a tough question for you. But in this season of Thanksgiving, let's give ourselves a little grace, right? And really think about, what do you appreciate about yourself? I am going to be honest with you. I like that I can do things on the fly and not really care about perfection. This will come and bite me back sometimes, I will confess. And then there are times where I will just drill down on something, on a project, and get super focused. But I am not like that all the time. And so I have to say, I appreciate that about myself, that I am not a perfectionist all the time. Some of the time, not all the time. All right, I'm going to move this over. I'm going to put glue on 3 sides. And maybe you don't want anybody to know about this about you, or it's just something that you're discovering. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a little tag and tuck it into our envelope, because sometimes what we like about ourselves might seem, I don't know, kind of weird to admit out loud. Sometimes, maybe you're not like that. You can write it all over your page. But I'm just kind of thinking that I would like just a really special spot to make a little tag. And a quick tag is, I'm going to use my scrappy box. Look what I have in here. I have this. You could make the shape out of a piece of paper. What else do I have in here? I have her. Like this guy. He's kind of cute. What else? What else? What else? All right, dig in this with me. Ooh. I'm going to use this. I'm going to glue this on. But first, I might add, I always like to do this in 3s. Nope, that doesn't really go with that. This kind of does. Do you like that together? Let's see. I wish I could explain to you what's going on in my head right now. I'm looking at color. I'm looking at layering. And I'm just looking at stuff. Oh, look, this says November. All right. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to glue this piece on first. Just like that. What's next? this goes next. Glue that on. And then I'm going to glue on the L. Look at that, that's crooked. Oh well, that's okay. Okay, and then a little balcony thing. I think I'm going to staple this. So I've got that. Now you could trim it, but it'll fit in that pocket like that. So I'm just going to trim this part, right? That'll fit. And let's see. I do not have a hole punch in here, so let me grab. You can use any hole punch. The closest thing I had was my handy dandy crocodile. Remember those? Let's see, this is the big side. I'm going to put that on there. You can also ink the edges if you want. That's kind of nice. Let's see, I'm going to dig through here in my handy dandy box. Ooh, I like this. Okay. I have a piece of ribbon. And I have a piece of jute. And I have another ribbon. Okay, so here's my ribbons. All right, let me move this. You guys, you think this looks all pretty and neat? No, let me show you. I'm just gonna get real with you here. Okay, I've got ribbon on my foot. I've got a mess over here just to get it out of the way, but show you what we're doing. All right, I'm gonna take this and this. I'm going to cut my ribbon with these crappy scissors. Yes, I am. Then I'm going to add the jute. Here's how I get it through a hole. I twist all this together at the end, and then I put it through. And I'm just going to tie it in a knot right here. Like, oh, it's cute. Okay, now I have to write on here, right? Okay, so here we go. I appreciate one thing. I appreciate about myself is I am this paper is so old. I am not always a perfectionist. Now I'm going to tuck it in my little pocket. We're done. All right, you guys. Go forth and think about this. Have fun with this. This was messy and sloppy. You don't have to be messy and sloppy, but just know it doesn't have to take like an hour to do it. If you don't have an hour and you're stressing out about taking time to do art, just know that you can go easy on yourself. You can take time later, you can take time now, you could add a little kid, you could decorate this more, and if not, just leave it like this and come back and find that reminder. All right, don't forget, I'm going to say it again because this is kind of the drill, like and subscribe so that you can come back and have the other two Thanksgiving month thankful/thankful prompts. All right, see you next week, my friends.